J-Roc here from the great state of Texas. I want y'all to know, even us Southern boys, we got soul.
Now, another project that you were a part of, the new Michael Jackson album, it's gotten a lot of great reviews so far. So, what was kind of the approach to working on a project like that?
Well, I don't know, because I didn't know what to expect at first.
Yep.
I didn't know what to approach. When the project came to us, and not hearing anything and not knowing, I kind of figured it's going to be like what they did with with Will I Am did, and a bunch of remakes.
Yep.
And of course, you'd be like, man, that's cool, but I don't want to do a remake of remakes. Like, they already tried it, and if it wasn't really well received, and what makes them think that what we don't do to remakes is going to make it even better.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like a pending dilemma until L.A. Reid got with us and like, no, there's no remakes. These are all original material that has never been recorded. It's locked away safe, and we giving y'all the keys to the Bentley.
Yep.
We was like, oh, okay. And then hearing it and hearing all his voice, man, I knew right off when that era came out. Like, when you heard the songs, and I did it without hearing the music because I didn't want to be influenced at all. I had to be, kind of, I didn't need that map. I want to kind of go in my own direction, which is, how we did it.
Yeah.
So I did it without any original music, just his vocals. And, man, it was just like, it was like refreshing because it was like Mike in 83, 84, 89, 87, 91, 92, just those, when his voice was like at, full potential, that his speakers energetic, and you could hear that.
Yeah.
So it was almost like I went back in time. Like, I went back when I was in junior high and shit. I'm like, damn, like, we back in the real era of music.
Yep.
So, of course, I had to dig. I dug and I went and listened to a lot of the Alpha Wall, Thriller. I listened to a lot of Quincy Jones stuff, listened to a lot of Stevie Wonder stuff because those are the musicians and artists that he surrounded himself around. A lot of James Ingram, a lot of those influences. So and Brother Johnsons, they were really heavy influence with him. Luther Vandross, he was a part of that Quincy Jones era back then. So down the road, so I started studying to make sure I got the sound right.
Right.
That's from the nucleus, and then that's when we modernized everything. We made it up to date, made it current. Because a lot of kids, age of 18 on down, they only heard of Mike, but they really weren't a part of it. They weren't a part of that era.
Yeah.
So that kind of missed them. So we wanted to make sure, even kids today would have that same feeling like we did when we were kids. They first heard Mike.
Yeah.
And I think it's worked because if you look on the billboard, if you look in, sales, you see that Michael Jackson, all his albums, took a huge spike, declining.
Yeah.
And I think that's credit to because we made it so modern, but still old school to where they can appreciate their music that even the kids are catching on to it now. So it's almost like we revolutionized Michael Jackson. It's fun.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd be able to say that.
Yeah. And I think the key to that project was consistency. Because you've, put out the work over the past year, I think everyone was expecting consistency, and they got it from that project.
Pretty much, yeah. That's one thing. You're right. You try to stay consistent with the sound.
Yeah.
When I go from Justin, his stuff into all out produced, strings and horns, all these live instrumentation, and to get to Mike, it's all, it's all computer driven, or it's all, programmed.
Right.
Didn't want to do that.
Yep.
Didn't want to do it at all.
Yep. So,
Mike loved guitars, he loved rock, he loved horns, he loved it all.
Yeah.
From a family full of musicians, that's something he just grew up, around.
Yep.
All of the voices are in his music, so that has to be, prevalent. It has to be number one. That we give Mike this organic, keep it organic. Even though it's forward thinking, we have to keep it organic.
Yep. So working on something like a Michael Jackson project, you know, of course, it's a sensitive topic to a lot of people because he isn't here anymore. Would you kind of ever consider doing another project like that, maybe for someone like Aaliyah, or do you think Michael Jackson was just like a special case for you?
Oh, man, we talked about that during the process when we started Hologram.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, with the age and how technology has advanced, leaps and bounds, man, we can bring Elvis back. We wanted to.
Yep.
So, I don't think there's no limit.
Yep.
Who could come back? I mean, it just depends on what. It has to be original. It can't be remade. And I don't know how Aaliyah's work ethic was, that she was recording a lot of stuff that didn't get, used. But I would say someone like, I don't know. I feel like Elvis, James Brown, and I know I'm going a little too old, but these are like some of the top artists that ever did it. I don't know. There's no limit to what we do. I would love to do an Aaliyah if she had that type of thing. If she had material just, laying around and unused, and we can work with it.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard, man. It's really spooky.
Yeah.
You hear Michael and you don't see him, and you hear all, on the tape. During those days when stuff was recorded, you got all the backtrack noise. You got the coughing, because everybody was in a room with, maybe like 3 or 4 mics recording together, but so hearing all that stuff in your background, you're like, yo, is he in the room?
Yep.
Yeah, like, I'm about to get up out of here, like, for real.
Yep. That's crazy. Yeah.
It was spooky at first, but then you kind of get settled in and on paper.
Yep. So.
I'll do it if there's a way we can do it again, and I'll do it again. Why not?
For sure. Yep. So kind of talk about, of course you guys just had a #1 pop song with the new Justin Timberlake song, Not a Bad Thing. So kind of talk about that song a little bit.
Well, that's just a testament of where we're from. We're from the South.
Yeah.
I'm from Texas. Tim's from Virginia. Justin's from Tennessee. You don't get no southern than that.
Yep.
So I just think that was just really heartfelt music coming from where we are, that needs to be on there. Can't be all super popped out that you exclude other listeners and others. Someone to really appreciate, real good taste of music. And sometimes you gotta give the people what they want. That's what the OJs did.
Yep.
And that was just something that was just heartfelt, that was uninhibited. Just something that just he wanted to get a message out to his wife. So I think that was it. It was just like a story he told, when they were, dating. And maybe it was some inhibitions of them, getting married. So that was just a cute way of saying, it's okay to fall in love. You might mess around and all your dreams come true, So I think that was it was a love song dedicated to his fiance, now his wife.
Yeah.
But it was very heartfelt. And, whenever you do heartfelt music and stuff from the South, you got to add some guitars, you got to add a little twang to it.
Yep. Yep.
That pulls on the emotional people, because it's real, it's true.
Right.
It goes back to like Rocket to Waterfall. Those are true emotions. Those are nothing that, oh, let's come up with this song like this. Let's do it this way. No, it's just something that just happened.
Yep. So, you've had a lot of great success. What projects do you have coming out? Because I know you're constantly working.
Man, I can't tell you. It's always been my secret.
Yep.
But when it comes out, you will love it.
Okay. But aside from that, I know you're still working with on Tim's project and Missy's project, right?
Yeah, we're still working on both.
Okay. Cool. And are there any singles that that are coming out that we can expect from you guys? I know you guys just put out the new Jennifer Hudson one.
Yeah, I was going to say that one came out. That's the only one I know of so far. I know we got a lot of stuff, comes around this part of the year, it's all about awards and, hurrying up and putting, making sure you're finishing up projects. So it's kind of like that, that funk kind of in between time when you go to Billboard, you go to BMI Awards, stuff like that. But just look for Tim to start dropping some singles here in the near future. So I can say right now.
Okay, cool. Just a quick question about Tim's album. What's the direction of that album? Is it very hip hop driven? Is it R&B? Is it pop?
It's all of that.
Okay.
If you've been listening to just far, it's still, like I said, we're still trying to stay consistent. Now, it's going to Tim. Tim is he's a visionary. He's a trendsetter. So what he puts out is not going to be, the same as what we've been suggesting, even though it's in the same field, in the same, format and the same intention. It's going to be different because he's not a singer,
Right.
rapper. He's just an artist and a producer. So everything he does is going to be a little, ahead of time. But at the same time, it's still going to be consistent with what we're doing.
Right. Okay, cool. So, that's all that I had for you. Is there anything that you'd like to add?
I just like to thank you, for taking time out, interviewing me. You always show me love. And whenever you need me, do any talking, or just to waste some time, you just on your lunch break, holler at me.